Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we need to talk about something absolutely wild that's happening right now and somehow flying under the radar. While everyone is busy arguing about chatbots, image generators, and the next AI app, one of the biggest entertainment companies on Earth is quietly pushing robotics into a completely new era. I'm talking about Disney. Yes, that Disney. The same company behind Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and some of the most iconic theme parks ever built, is also building robots that don't just move, they feel alive. What you're looking at when you see Disney's latest robot isn't just a machine with motors and sensors, it's something designed to express emotion, personality, and character. These aren't traditional humanoid robots meant to look like humans, but they are deeply lifelike in their own way. They move with intention. They react with curiosity. They communicate emotion through posture, motion, and timing, almost the same way animated characters do on screen. And that's what makes this so fascinating. This new robot, which has recently been shown publicly, has its own sense of wonder and adventure built directly into the way it moves. The head tilts, the body leans, and even the antenna-like features on top wiggle and react in ways that feel strangely familiar, almost like a living creature trying to communicate without words. Even if you don't recognize what franchise it might belong to, you can immediately tell that this isn't just a prototype for a factory floor, this is a character. And that's where Disney quietly separates itself from many of the major players in the AI and robotics space. While most companies focus on raw performance, strength, speed, or efficiency, Disney is focusing on believability, on presence, on making a robot that feels like it belongs in a story. And the technology behind it is far more advanced than most people realize. This robot was developed by a team at Disney Research in Zurich and was introduced at a major international robotics conference. What's impressive is not just how it looks or moves, but how quickly it was built. Much of the robot is 3D printed, and the entire system was developed in under a year. That alone is a big deal in robotics. But the real breakthrough is how Disney is using artificial intelligence and reinforcement learning to shape the robot's behavior and personality. Instead of hard-coding every single movement, the team designed a system where the robot learns how to express itself. Its motions are carefully crafted to convey emotion through body language, the same way animated characters do in movies. Disney animators worked side by side with roboticists to ensure the robot could move expressively without sacrificing balance or stability. In other words, it can act without falling over, which is a surprisingly difficult problem in robotics. Even more interesting is that the entire robotics platform is hardware agnostic. That means the same underlying system can be applied to completely different characters with totally different body shapes. A small creature, a taller character, something with limbs, something without limbs, all of them can use the same animation-inspired pipeline. This dramatically reduces development time. According to researchers, what used to take years to develop can now be done in months. Now, it's important to clear something up. This specific robot is not expected to roam around Disneyland anytime soon. You're not going to see it walking past you on Main Street tomorrow. But the principles behind it absolutely could shape the future of Disney parks. Imagine animatronics that aren't bolted to the ground. Characters that can walk freely, react to guests, and adapt to their surroundings in real time. That's the direction this technology is pointing toward. To understand why this is such a big shift, you need to understand how Disney has traditionally used robots. In theme parks, Disney relies heavily on animatronics. These are incredibly detailed machines designed to look and move like real characters or creatures. They're amazing to watch, but they follow predefined sequences. Their movements are programmed in advance. They don't learn, they don't adapt, and they don't respond intelligently to unexpected changes. AI-driven robots are completely different. These robots can process data, learn from experience, and adjust their behavior based on what's happening around them. They can respond to new situations and be retrained for different tasks. While animatronics excel at visual realism, their internal intelligence is limited. AI robots, on the other hand, open the door to deeper interaction and far more complex behavior. This shift is happening at a time when artificial intelligence is exploding across the tech industry. AI applications are advancing at a pace that doesn't show any sign of slowing down, and it was only a matter of time before that momentum spilled into robotics. What makes Disney's approach so interesting is that they're combining cutting-edge AI with decades of experience in animation, storytelling, and character design. And Disney isn't the only company pushing the boundaries of robot movement. When people talk about robots that move incredibly well, one name always comes up: Boston Dynamics. Their robot Atlas became famous years ago after viral videos showed it walking on snow, carrying heavy objects, and maintaining balance even when the environment was deliberately disturbed. In one early video that gained tens of millions of views, Atlas is seen adjusting on the fly when objects are moved unexpectedly, demonstrating an advanced ability to perceive and react. Boston Dynamics later took this even further by showcasing Atlas performing parkour, jumping, flipping, running across obstacles. Even when they showed behind-the-scenes footage of failed attempts, it made one thing very clear: these robots are pushing the limits of what machines can physically do. Atlas is designed for real-world problem-solving, navigating environments that are dangerous or inaccessible to humans. Disney's robots have a very different goal, but there's an interesting overlap. Disney already has robots capable of incredible acrobatic feats. There's a Spider-Man robot that launches itself across rooftops in theme parks. There are other experimental robots that can perform flips, jumps, and complex movements with impressive precision. At recent conferences, Disney has shown robots walking around, performing agile motions, and interacting in ways that feel surprisingly natural. If you fast forward a few years, it's not hard to imagine Disney becoming one of the leaders. That's what makes this so surprising. An entertainment giant quietly competing, at least in certain areas, with some of the most advanced AI and robotics organizations in the world. This makes sense when you consider where the industry is headed. Robotics, especially humanoid and character-driven robots, could eventually become a market worth billions or even trillions. Companies like Tesla have already unveiled their own robots and are showing early progress. Many other companies are racing to release humanoid robots as soon as possible, hoping to secure a leading position in this future market. But there's a major obstacle standing in the way, and that obstacle is reliability and safety. The moment autonomous robots start operating in human environments, the margin for error becomes extremely small. One serious mistake could trigger massive legal and ethical consequences. That's why AI safety is becoming a top priority for every company working in this space. So far, there hasn't been a single catastrophic incident that defines what happens when AI and robotics go wrong at scale, and because of that, companies are being extremely cautious. They're investing heavily in safety systems, testing, and controlled environments before deploying robots more widely. This caution slows things down, but it also increases the chances of long-term success. Disney's approach fits perfectly into this reality. By focusing on controlled environments like theme parks and storytelling experiences, they can test advanced robotics in spaces they already understand deeply. They can refine interaction, movement, and safety without rushing into unpredictable real-world scenarios. What we're seeing right now isn't just a cool robot demo. It's a glimpse into a future where robots aren't just tools, but characters. Machines that don't just perform tasks, but tell stories, evoke emotion, and exist alongside humans in shared spaces. And the fact that one of the companies leading this charge is Disney should tell you just how big this shift really is. The real question isn't whether advanced AI robots are coming. They are. The real question is who will define what they look like, how they behave, and how we feel about them when they finally arrive. And right now, Disney is making a very strong case that the future of robotics might be a lot more magical and a lot more emotional than anyone expected.